Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name's Steve and that's Howie. We're out in the New Forest today. I'm going to do some woodland photography. It's pretty cold today. Now it's winter time. Don't look it because we're in the middle of a load of pine trees, but all the other trees, all the leaves have fallen off now, so it is dead of winter really. On my last video, I scouted a place out the day before, thought I'd go back the next day, and I just couldn't get an image. I don't know what it was, but I just don't think I was familiar enough with the place I was at. So this time I've decided to come out to a little place called Fritham. I know this place really well, I know it like the back of my hand, so I know I can get some good images. I know where all the trees are, and I can get some good compositions as well without having to think too hard about it, because really it's all about enjoying yourself out here, not so much about trying to get that image, but just enjoying yourself. And when you do get that good image and composition, then it makes it even better. So I'm gonna have a wander around, go to my first location and set up for you. See you in a minute. I've been playing a waiting game with the sun for about 20 minutes now, and I think it's finally starting to come out. We've got quite a lot of blue sky above us, but unfortunately where the sun is, it's quite cloudy. This image that I'm going to take next, oh, a bit muddy here, the image I'm going to take next would require just a little bit of sunlight, just to open the image up a little bit. So I'll pop this on the tripod and I'll walk you through the image. Right, I come across my first image of the day. This one is basically, I'm walking up that pathway that goes up there. As it goes round, it just curves off to the right. So you've got a bit of a leading line, and then it curves off and it just vanishes just behind those pine trees there. I'm gonna focus just halfway along the path from here to there. So you're talking about 30 or 40 meters away, just on the ground. I am waiting for the sun to come out just to give it a little bit more light, so I'm just going to hang on for a second, see if I can get just a little bit more light out of it, because it looks quite a flat image at the moment. I know I can bring it back obviously in post, brighten it up a little bit and dodge and burn some of these little ruts that are in the trees, sorry, in the grasses on the ground there. But I will wait just for a second until the light comes out and then see if we can get a better image. Go through the settings with you now. We're on f11 because I do want to keep it as sharp as possible. ISO 100 and a fifth of a second. I'll just zoom in, make sure that I am focused exactly where I want to be. I'm about halfway up the path I'm focusing now, and that looks about as sharp as I can get it. Yep, there we are. Let's come back out and I'll take the image now for you. This image probably need quite a bit of work, I think, in Lightroom, just dodging and burning those tufts of grass really, because that's my favourite part of this image, is just the tufts of grass, like a golden colour, and you've got the green grass in between as well. I do like the burnt oranges that line the pathway on both sides as well, and like it just fades off into the distance to the right hand side. Well, I've decided to walk down that path. The last image I took was right at the very back there, that pathway. I've decided to walk 100 metres up the path and then shoot back the opposite way. It's about 180 degrees, so I'm shooting back down the path I've just walked up. I do like this image. Again, you've got a curve, like a bit like an S-bend that curves around there. What I am going to focus on mainly are these ferns at the front here. I do like all these ferns, they give a good lot of detail, and I'm going to be shooting at something like f5.6, so everything in the background just tails off a little bit, but the main focus is these ferns in the foreground and this path as it leads away. So I am also going to frame the image. We've got the fir trees on the right hand side of the pathway, and we've got these tall pines on the left hand side, so we've got that on either side to frame the image. Let me just talk you through the settings. We've got f5.6 like I did say, ISO 100 and 1/15 of a second. I'll show you whereabouts I am going to focus in on. So we're going to focus in on these ferns right in front of me here. Let's come back out. I think I should make quite a good image. The sun's dipping in and out quite a lot, so you are getting some harsh hot spots on the right hand side. I'm not really worried about that. I can just tip them down a bit in our Lightroom, so we're not really worried about them. The wind's picking up a little bit, so I am going to wait a second just for it to die down, so we've got no movement at all in the image. Then I'll take a picture. Let's see what it looks like, shall we? Right, I've come across this image here. It's a fallen tree across a pathway. I'm still on the same pathway. This is where I'm going to be taking all my images today. I think this is really a fantastic little location. I haven't got to walk far. It's about 200-300 meters from one end to the other, and you've got trees either side, and you've got ferns lining the pathway. Now you've got this fallen tree. I do like fallen trees, one of my favourite. And to the left we've got this tree that could be framing the image. Got another tree on the right hand side that's fallen over. Now last time I came here, that tree was stood up and it was crouching over this one here, which made it look brilliant. Obviously due to the heavy rain and that, it's fallen over, which is a real shame because that tree's been up for years. I'm going to walk around from left to right and just see what kind of image I can get out of this. Could be a little bit tricky, or it could be easy. It all depends where I set up really. And I do like the fact that you've got a pine, Scotch pine I think it is, in the background there. Now they catch the light fantastically as well. So I'm going to go back to my camera, dial in some settings and see what I come up with. Well, I finally found the composition that I want, so I am going to use the tree on the left hand side to frame the image, and then I've got obviously the Scotch pine behind, and on top of this fallen tree, let me just zoom in, I'll show you. We've got this branch that sticks out and that points towards the other tree, which I think makes a very good composition actually. So I'm just going to dial into where I want to get the focus to be. I want it to be at the forefront of that fallen tree there. Let's zoom in and make sure that we have got total focus on that. Nothing worse than an out of focus photo because it's useless. There we go, that's spot on. Let's come out of that. Now I'm going to take a few images. I'm going to take this one now. We're on f5 ISO 100 and a 30th of a second. I've underexposed it just slightly. The changing light is changing all the time. The sun keeps poking its head out and then going away again. So it's going to be a few images that I'm going to take at the moment just to see when I get back which one's the best one, because obviously all the lighting conditions are going to be different for this image. Right, I'll pop it up now. Tell me what you think. Well, I think the biggest lesson I've learnt this week is go somewhere where you're familiar with. I went somewhere last week, I'd only been there a couple of times, and I just couldn't find what I was looking for. I decided to come somewhere where I'm very familiar with. I know the area inside out, know all the pathways, trees and everything. You can just go there, you know what it's going to be like, whether it's the middle of summer or even the middle of winter. You can just set up and really enjoy your photography. Yeah, that's what it's all about, enjoyment. So what you got to do is if you just like lost your mojo and you just can't find those compositions, you're going out all the time, can't find anywhere, then possibly just head to your local woodland or somewhere you're really familiar with. You'll enjoy it a lot more and you know what you're going to get. Right, I think I'll call it a day now. I've been out all morning, really enjoyed myself. I hope you've liked the images that I've shown you today, and it's really nice just getting out enjoying a bit of photography again. Just come to somewhere that you're really familiar with. If you have liked it, please like and subscribe, but more than anything just watch it to the end. That really helps the channel out. Until next time, see ya.